2021 Bitcoin price predictions. In this video, we will be looking at the two most accurate Bitcoin predictions for 2021 made from the only analyst that nailed the 2020 Bitcoin price prediction, as well as the most accurate Bitcoin pricing model that has ever been made. Only a literal minuscule percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. First up on the most accurate Bitcoin price predictors is the stock to flow model created by Twitter user Plan B. His model is based off Bitcoin scarcity and the halving events of Bitcoin. As you can see, the model has fairly accurately tracked the Bitcoin price in the past, giving good indications of when the Bitcoin price has ran too hard or buying opportunities. Halving events will continue taking place until the reward for miners reaches 0 Bitcoin. Since Bitcoin's value representation has 8 decimal places, after the 33rd halving, the value of the reward will precisely hit 0 Bitcoin. 33 halving events every 4 years adds up to 132 years total. The last Bitcoin to be mined into existence will be mined on the year 2140. It will be the 21 millionth Bitcoin to come into existence and last, after which point it will be impossible to create any more. From then on, Bitcoin will become truly deflationary since printing, minting, or mining new coins will no longer be possible, and if owners keep on losing their private keys as they currently are, then the supply would further deflate by that lost keys ratio. The stock to flow is a number that shows how many years at the current production rate are required to achieve the current stock. The higher the number, the higher the price. So the stock to flow model, based on scarcity and the production rate of new Bitcoin, and which has proven itself to be spot on in the past, predicts a $100,000 Bitcoin this year. This is actually fairly conservative compared to other analysts in the space predictions. For the second most accurate price prediction, we have analyst Max Keiser, host of the Keiser Report and previous news host of On the Edge. Keiser has been a long-term bull of Bitcoin and was the most accurate predictor of Bitcoin's price in 2020, as you can see from this tweet. Now Keiser predicts a 65,000 short-term target and a 220,000 year price target. Here he is explaining how he makes his predictions and the value behind it.
I'm going with $220,000 per Bitcoin as a 2021 target, and that would bring us up to over $4 trillion market valuation, which I think is a good 2021 objective. You know, we were going to catch up to gold. That would bring us up to not quite half gold's valuation, but getting close to gold's valuation. I think the catalyst is going to be, as I said, a major central bank failing, plus the money printing is going to go absolutely Weimar Republic. So we're going to see that, depending on how you calculate this, the 10 to 15 trillion that was printed in the last
so 220,000 per Bitcoin. When you come up with these forecasts, like I said, 2 years ago, you accurately predicted the 2020 forecast. How do you come up with these numbers? Are you sitting at the table with a calculator? Are you, baking your cheesecake and it comes to you? Like, how do you get to that number?
Yeah, I like the image of me baking a keto cheesecake and thinking about all these things. Well, first of all, some of it's proprietary. I can't go into the minutia because, this is the secret sauce of my whole enterprise. I don't want to get too specific. But having said that, there's certain trends that you can put into your calculation. So we just had a halving, right? We had the third halving in Bitcoin. There's three things in Bitcoin that people like Nouriel Roubini never mention: the halvings, the difficulty adjustment, and the hash rate. Now, that would be like me being a real estate broker and trying to sell real estate and telling people that I don't know where the house is, I don't know how big the house is, and I don't know who owns the house. Would you be a successful real estate broker? No. So Nouriel Roubini never mentions the halving, the hash rate, or the difficulty adjustment. And he pretends to come across as somebody whose opinions we should have some respect for, when clearly he's a propagandist, NYU, lackey, kind of fart inhaling moron.
Okay, so Roubini is your target today. We get it. But that.
Okay, let me get back to the question. So the halving happens every 4 years. So the supply gets cut in half. So that then you input that into the demand. So the demand is going the demand's going higher, right? All these huge money folks are coming in to Bitcoin. Then the supply is shrinking. For example, there's 900 Bitcoin a day that are created, and the demand is over 4,000 a day. So that should tell you something right there. If you look at the exchanges, there's Bitcoin, kind of a snapshot of how many Bitcoin are circulating or in existence, being moved around. That is shrinking rapidly because institutions are taking Bitcoin. They're gobbling up that Bitcoin. We're going to enter a Bitcoin shortage. So a couple of things we haven't seen, we're going to see in 2021. We're going to see gap pricing. In terms of price discovery. So, okay, it's 37,000. Once you get above 40,000, that panic buying from institutions comes in. You could see 42,000, and then the next print be 44,000. Right? You're going to see.
Is it a straight up road to 220,000, or is there going to be major corrections along the way?
Well, like we just saw a 20% correction. I think we're going to see 10, 20% corrections all the time. And I don't know, I wouldn't say that this is where we end the year either. Probably this 220,000 number, probably you're going to see that in October, November will be the high of the year. If you look historically to how the Bitcoin's traded versus the halvings and the demand and the difficulty adjustment and the mining industry and the acceleration of the technology in the mining industry and how efficient miners are, the cost of electricity, right? That's also a factor in this calculation.
So there you have it. There are the two most accurate predictors of the Bitcoin price in the past. The stock-to-flow model by Plan B, which suggests a $100,000 Bitcoin this year, and Max Geyser giving a $65,000 short-term target and a $220,000 long-term 2021 target.